Hello everyone, today we are going to read about the protein synthesis, also known as the translation. The process of formation of the protein from the mRNA with the help of charged tRNA is known as the translation. So before going towards the translation, you should really know about the structure of the tRNA and the concept of charging of the tRNA. If you don't know the structure of tRNA and the concept of charging, I suggest you to read about that in my previous lectures. So before going towards the protein synthesis, I want you to know about the codons, start and stop codons. So there are two types of codons, start codon and stop codon in the translation. The start codon is AUG or really GUG. The codon AUG codes for the methionine in the eukaryotes. The AUG codes for the methionine in the eukaryotes. It may be removed before the translation is complete, and in the prokaryotes it codes for the N-formyl methionine, YAFMET. So AUG codes for methionine in eukaryotes and N-formyl methionine in the prokaryotes. The N-formyl methionine stimulates the neutrophil chemotaxis, which is really helpful in the innate immunity. And the mRNA stop codons is UGA, UAA and UAG. These are the stop codon which helps to stop the protein synthesis. So going towards after knowing the start and stop codons, the protein synthesis translation is divided into initiation, elongation and termination. Initiation, elongation and termination. So let us discuss detail about the initiation, elongation and termination. So now let us discuss about the detail about the protein synthesis. Now I have already told you the protein synthesis can be divided into three parts, that is initiation, elongation and termination. So now in the initiation, what happens? The eukaryotic initiation factors identify the 5' cap of the mRNA. The eukaryotic initiation factor help assemble the 40S ribosomal subunit with the initiator tRNA. This is the initiator tRNA. And eukaryotic initiation factor is released when the mRNA and the ribosomal 60S subunit assemble with the complex. This ribosomal is assembled with the complex, and eukaryotic initiation factor is released. This whole process requires the GTP, and you should know that GTP is required for the tRNA gripping and ATP is required for the tRNA activation, that is charging. So that is the initiation of the transcription. Now let us move to the elongation of the transcription. So the amino acid tRNA binds to the A site, and this requires an elongation factor and GTP. So there are three sites: A site, P site and E site. The A sites is for incoming amino acid tRNA, and the P site accommodates the growing peptide, and the E site holds the empty tRNA. So these are the three sites. So first what happened? The amino acid tRNA binds to the A site. This requires an elongation factor and GTP. Except for initiator methionine, which binds to the P site. So let us come towards here. the rRNA ribosome catalyzes the peptide bond formation. Catalyzes the peptide bond formation. Transfers growing peptides to the amino acid in the A site. So this is transfers to the A site. And then what happened? The ribosome advances. The ribosome advances 3 nucleotide towards the 3' end of the mRNA. So this dotted, I want to know. And this dotted structure is the ribosome. Initially where it is here, it is here. Now it is shifted towards the AUG side. You should really know this. So ribosome advances 3 nucleotides towards the 3' end of the mRNA. It shifted the 3' end of the mRNA, moving peptidyl tRNA to P site. Moving peptidyl tRNA to the P site. So this is E site. Okay. This is P site. And this is A site. So in the termination, what happened? In the termination, what happened? The eukaryotic release factor recognize the stop codon. The stop codons are UGA, UAA, and UAG, and halt the translation. The completed polypeptide is released from the ribosome. This requires the GTP. So now this is how the process is repeated many times, forming the peptide chain in the different kinds of codons of the protein. So now after the formation of the protein, there is the post-translational modifications. Post-translation modifications. In the post-translation modification, what happens? There is trimming. There is trimming. In the trimming, what happens? There is removal of N or G terminal peptides, propeptides from the zymogen to generate mature protein. And there is the covalent alteration. There is covalent alteration. In covalent alteration, what happens? There is phosphorylation, glycosylation, hydroxylation, methylation, acetylation, and ubiquitination. And I want you to know about the chaperone proteins. The chaperone proteins. The chaperone proteins, they are the intracellular proteins involved in facilitating and maintaining protein foldings. Okay? Chaperone proteins. Chaperone proteins helps to facilitate and maintain the protein folding. They are also called heat shock protein. They are expressed in high temperature to prevent protein denaturation or misfolding. So this is the detail about the protein synthesis, also known as the translation. Thank you.